Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you've logged into Claude recently and just felt this immediate wave of confusion wash over you, let me tell you, you are absolutely not alone. We so often look at these AI interfaces as just this jumble of disconnected, confusing software features. But today, we're going to completely change how you view this platform. We're going to look at the Claude suite not as an app, but as your very own mini company. And trust me, once you start seeing it this way, your entire daily workflow is going to change for good. So you log in and you see these options just staring right back at you: chat, project, code, cowork. I mean, it sounds exactly like the opaque, jargon heavy department names you'd find at some massive tech startup, right? In a traditional manual business, you'd physically run between these departments to get answers. But here, they're all right in front of you, yet you probably have absolutely no idea which door to knock on to get a specific task done. It's totally overwhelming. But here is the secret: you're actually exactly right to view them as departments, because together, they are a company. And hey, congratulations, because as of right now, you are the CEO. You just inherited a four-person AI startup, and your only job from this moment forward is simply to be the boss. You don't need to do the manual heavy lifting anymore. You just need to know how to manage your team. So today, I'm going to introduce you to your new staff and show you exactly how to run this company. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is your incredibly simple sequence, basically your startup onboarding checklist, for introducing each of these tools into your daily workflow. Step 1, you think it through with chat. Step 2, you write it down and save it with project. Step 3, you build the actual tools with code. And step 4, you ship it and execute with Cowork. Let's break down each of these brilliant employees one by one. Starting off with employee number 1, Chat, the brilliant consultant. Let's imagine you are launching a bustling new restaurant and you need immediate strategic direction. You march up and knock on the door of your consultant. Chat's core skill is really simple: it thinks. Unlike manually staring at a blank whiteboard for hours, practically pulling your hair out trying to spark an idea, you just ask and it instantly retrieves information, supports your analytical thinking, and creates content totally on demand. It is the absolute best place to start when you just need that initial creative spark. So you've just opened your restaurant stores and you need direction. You ask your consultant to design some profitable menu bundles. You ask it to analyze how to increase table turnover on a super busy Friday night. You use it to brainstorm marketing solutions. And the best part, unlike a human consultant who, actually needs sleep, this one is available 24/7. It's sharp as a tack and it's always ready to deliver a brilliant idea for your startup at lightning speed. But we have to talk about a really common pitfall here. You got this brilliant ideas guy on one side, but on the other side, zero long term memory. Let's say you have a deeply productive strategy session on Monday. You map out your entire business. It's great. Then you come back on Wednesday, say hello, and nothing. Crickets. It has an absolute amnesia reset. It has literally no idea who you are or what you discussed just 2 days ago. It's like hiring a world class consultant who gets their memory wiped between every single meeting. It's brilliant in the moment, but immensely frustrating over time. Which brings us to employee number 2, Project, the living archive. To fix that amnesia problem immediately, you need your living archive. Project's core skill is simple, but it's completely transformative. It remembers. Think of this as a dedicated workspace inside your AI company. You just drop in your documents, your highly specific instructions, your style preferences, your past conversation history, and Claude holds on to all of it. This permanently stops you from having to manually retrain your AI from scratch every single time you sit down to work. Going back to our restaurant startup analogy, Project is essentially your central nervous system. It's the master recipe book perfectly combined with your standard operating procedures, your SOPs. This is the permanent living memory of your company, where all that foundational knowledge is kept totally safe and ready to be accessed at a moment's notice. So here is your onboarding checklist for Project Feed It, your brand identity, your exact menu details, and the intricate logic behind your pricing. You do this manually just once, and it pays you back forever with perfectly consistent dish output. The absolute beauty here is that by storing these details, your methods slowly become a permanent reusable asset. Even if new staff joins or you start a brand new conversation within the project, the output remains perfectly consistent every single time. No lost memory. Next up, employee number 3, Code, the head chef. Now, look, ideas are just ideas until someone actually makes them, right? Well, code's core skill is that it creates. This is your engineer. It turns your concepts into real functional tools. Whether it's writing code, running code, or revising it end to end, this is your technical production layer. Think about the weeks it would take a manual human engineering team to build internal tools. Code does this in a fraction of the time. It is a one-time investment that yields permanent, massive returns for your startup. Let's see how they collaborate. Imagine a major product launch for your restaurant, say a massive nationwide franchising announcement. What exactly does the head chef cook up? Well, the consultant ideated the launch. The archive remembered your specific brand voice, and now code steps in to auto-generate the slide decks and actually build the data pipelines for the influx of new orders. It builds the ordering systems and standardizes your operations efficiently, allowing your business to handle real, heavy volume without breaking a sweat. And finally, employee number 4, Cowork, the front of house. This is where we reach the ultimate layer of capability. Cowork's core skill is execution. Think about it. Up until now, the AI has advised you, it's stored things for you, and it's built tools. But Cowork is where the AI actually operates your computer with you. It's the executor that handles the grunt work, those highly repetitive tasks, and the daily ground operations. It offers immense relief from manual legwork by actually running scripts, batch processing data, and calling external tools directly. In the literal restaurant kitchen, Cowork is out there packing the takeout orders, processing the payments, and resetting the tables. But what about that major product launch we just talked about? Well, Cowork takes the marketing materials that Code built, uses the brand voice that Project remembered, and autonomously emails them out to your entire distribution list. It auto-organizes the messy files and basically acts as your full front of house team getting the necessary ground level work done. And this brings us to a really massive paradigm shift. As the quote goes, the upgrade from AI tells you how to AI just does it. This is the exact moment your AI transitions from being just a helpful chatty assistant into a truly autonomous employee. It's the magical shift from, hey, here's how you do it, to, hey, boss, I already did it, which leads us to, you are the CEO. This brings our narrative full circle, right back to you. Running a successful business takes strategy, memory, production, and execution. I highly recommend keeping this ultimate cheat sheet in the back of your mind for your daily workflow. When you need one-off thinking and brainstorming, call your consultant. Chat. When you have recurring, ongoing work that requires deep context, lean on your memory, project. When you need to build tools and automate a process, bring in your engineer, code. And when it's time to just let the AI take the wheel and execute the grunt work, deploy your executor, Cowork. You now have a brilliant consultant to bring the big ideas, an archivist to perfectly store your knowledge, a head chef to handle the technical production, and a front of house team to do all the daily legwork. You know exactly which employee to call and exactly when to call them to avoid those frustrating pitfalls. Your only job left is to be the owner. So I'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What will your new 4-person AI company build today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously cannot wait to see what you create.